Hey y'all, it's Betsy from Cuttin Corners Vinyl in Nederland, Texas. Today I wanted to start off this video by saying thank you. I cannot believe the growth we've had over the past couple of weeks, and it is all because of you. Now, we are going to do something very special for y'all whenever we hit 20,000 subscribers, which probably should be this weekend if we keep growing the way that we are. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Remember, today is the last day to enter the scrap box drawing. We will be doing the drawing on the 4th, but I have to have time to go through all the comments and things like that. And today for our project, we are going to be doing the glass cutting board from the Dollar Tree. So these are the products, you gotta give me the chance to talk, that you're gonna need for this. One, you're gonna need a glass cutting board. This one came from the Dollar Tree, but you can get them all over the place, but for $1 you can't beat it. You're going to need transfer tape. You're going to need denatured alcohol. I put them in little bottles, but they have a big gallon of it. You can buy it like Lowe's or Home Depot in the paint department. Vinyl application fluid, because we're going to be doing this with the wet method. Paper towels. Your squeegee. Your easy weeding wooden pick. Scissors. And your vinyl. This is the Oracal 651 in Midnight Blue. I decided to use that. So give me a second and we'll get the camera angle changed so you can see it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our glass cutting board and open her up. Let me grab my scissors for this. And this is a 7 3/4 inch glass cutting board from the Dollar Tree. It does not say on here if it is dishwasher safe, but once you put your vinyl on it, I would not recommend putting it through the dishwasher anyway. But as you can see, it is, let's see, a 7 3/4 by 7 3/4. So what I'm going to do first now is spray down the bottom side of the cutting board with the denatured alcohol to make sure it's free of all of the oils and things like that. So we're not putting it on this textured side, we are putting it on the smooth side. And I'm trying to get the blurring issue fixed using this to shoot. If you have any ideas, I have a Canon T6i Rebel is what I'm using to film with, and every once in a while it's wanting to, and I think it's more to do with the shadows than anything. So we're gonna go ahead and move that out of the way, but if you have any ideas on how to stop the blurring, let me know. So I went ahead and cut our design, and you can use your Cricut, you can use your Silhouette, you can use your Brother Scan and Cut. This is a split letter initial. This is available on our website, but you do not have to purchase from us. There are tons of these like on Etsy and things like that. I just wanted something a little bit different. There we go. Okay. Anyways, so if you have any ideas on how to fix the blurring issue, please let me know. I am not a photographer. I am not a videographer. I started doing these because people asked me to start doing tutorials. This is not my full-time job, and I know I've said that before, but some people don't go back and watch the old videos. They just, you know, watch the newer stuff, and there's a lot of great info throughout our videos. So I went ahead and weeded the vinyl, and what I mean when I say the word weed is to remove the excess vinyl off of the piece. So it's just taking off the extras. Now, as you can see, it is backwards. And the reason why it is backwards is because we're putting on the bottom side of the cutting board, so we want to make sure that it can be seen from the top side. You don't want it to look backwards. So what I'm going to do now is I'm cutting off a piece of transfer tape. Again, this is available on our website. So is the pick, so is the application fluid, you hear my transfer tape, but you don't have to purchase from us. There are plenty of places to purchase from. I did this because it's requested. So I went ahead and removed the paper backing off of the transfer tape, and this design is 5 inches tall by 4.5 inches wide. So it should fit nicely in between the nubs on the bottom side of the cutting board. So what I'm doing now is I'm moving my cutting board back into place. I am going ahead and removing the paper backing off. This is why I recommend using Oracal 651, because as you can see, it is colored through both sides. So what I'm going to do right now is take and generously spray down my cutting board with the application fluid. See, it is vinyl application fluid. And I'm going to position this in the center. But as you can see, when you use the application fluid, how I have some wiggle room with this, so I can take and mess around with the design to make sure I am happy with where it is at as far as center goes. And a lot of times I just eyeball it, and this is a gift for my sister-in-law. So now what I'm doing is I'm squeegeeing out all of the application fluid, because you got to make sure you get all the application fluid out from underneath or it will not stick. But once it has a chance to dry, it doesn't hurt anything. Like if you just let it sit here without squeegeeing it, you could pull off your transfer tape in just a little bit of time and it would be fine to work with. So let's see. No, I need to squeegee it a little bit more. And see, I'm applying a generous amount of pressure. I'm not sure if you can tell on camera, but I'm straining. These things are made pretty well. It's a tempered glass. And you can use this as a cutting board. You can use this as a candle holder. You can use it as a trivet. With a trivet, by what I mean by a trivet is the little spoon rest, which is probably, because this size, unless you're just cutting like cheese or anything like that. See, there's still a lot of liquid. I almost put too much on there. And that's the thing I want y'all to see, is I am no means perfect at doing this. I've done this for a long time, but I still make mistakes. There are shirts that I make that get thrown away because they are not perfect. So just because it takes you longer to do a project than it does me does not mean any fault of yours, because as I said, this is a skill and an art form that is learned and it takes time. And as you can see, as I'm working the transfer tape back, I'm just drying off the excess application fluid. And I'm going slow so that way I don't pull up any of my letters. Because when you're doing the wet method, you want to make sure it's completely dry. But I'm impatient, so I like to do things fast. I was talking with Brandy, the artist that works up here. She is really amazing at what she does. She's great, since we've grown so much, about taking and translating my thoughts, because they're so random, into our SVGs and stuff like that. There's still a lot of stuff that I design, but when I run out of time, I can be like, hey Brandy, do this for me. And she's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful at it. So let's keep on working that down. There we go. Okay. And as you can see, there's little bits of glitter all over the place. Now, I think for the tutorial we're going to do on Monday, we're going to do the flour sack tutorial because I had lots and lots of requests for that. Now, as you can see, I'm just drying up the excess because once, as you can see, once it's dry, that typically doesn't move. I need to adjust my E. But glass takes a little longer to dry than whenever you're doing. There we go. When you're doing plastic or other surfaces, wood is probably one of the fastest to dry. Okay. There we go. So as you can see, we have the project all done, and as you can see now, I'm rubbing on it. It is dry, it's not going anywhere. It just takes a minute for it to dry when you're using the wet method. But when I'm doing a tutorial, I try to make the videos as quick as possible. Again, I cannot say thank you enough to all your love and support and understanding that this is not my full-time job and that I'm going to make mistakes and that this is not perfect. And like with the camera stuff, I'm still learning just like anybody else. We will be doing the scrap box drawing on December the 4th. Today is the last day to enter. Once we hit 20,000 subscribers on YouTube, we will be doing a big special surprise for all of you. So keep an eye out for that. I'm thinking we might be able to hit it before Monday. I don't know. It's kind of close. We're almost to 18,000. So anyways, remember to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. I don't update Snapchat as often as I should, but I'm trying to get better at doing it. I update Instagram quite a bit. I update Facebook and YouTube probably the most, and Facebook is probably the absolute most because I get a lot of messages and stuff that way. Remember, if you didn't get into this month's scrap box drawing, we do a drawing every month on the 4th of every month. We're still looking at different ways on how to do the drawings. We set up the way for this month, but it might change for next month because it's crazy on how fast we grew. For me, it's astronomical because I have more people who subscribe to my channel than people who live in my city that we live in. Our town is like 17,200 and we're almost like at 17,900 and something at the time this video is being shot, and it could grow from there. So it's crazy to me that we've had this type of growth. I didn't think that anybody would want to sit and watch me do this, but thank you. I mean, from the bottom of my heart, I hope you can really see how much I appreciate each and every single one of you. The ones who send me messages and let me know how much you appreciate things, or to talk about your kids, all that. Even if I don't have a chance to respond back, every single message I do try to read, and I can't believe where we're at. Now remember to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the little bell icon next to it. That will notify you when we post new videos. Now, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. That really helps us out to be able to be seen by more people. The more likes, the more the YouTube algorithm takes and places our videos in people's video feeds whenever they're searching for the same type of thing. So thanks, and y'all have a great day.